Welcome to Gooseberry Science and Education videos. I'm your host, Professor Pip, and today we're embarking on an incredible journey to uncover the story of an element that is quite literally hiding in plain sight. It's the invisible architect of our world, shaping everything from the food on our plates to the screens we're looking at right now. Today, we are exploring the absolutely fascinating story of nitrogen.
To really grasp just how important this element is, look at this quote by the scientist Václav Smil. He calls the artificial synthesis of nitrogen the detonator of the population explosion. Just think about that for a second. This invisible, seemingly boring gas has completely redirected the course of human history. In fact, nearly 50% of the nitrogen currently making up your body's tissues is only there because human ingenuity figured out how to harness this element.
To help us navigate this massive topic, please welcome our channel mascot, Gus the Orange Gooseberry. Gus is going to guide us through our agenda today. We'll meet the invisible element, check out the global nitrogen cycle, and then move on to the Haber-Bosch revolution. After that, we'll explore chilling and cutting tech, and finally wrap things up with safety and extreme states. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Meet the invisible element. The basics of nitrogen.
Look around you right now. Actually, take a really deep breath in. A staggering 78% of the air you just breathed into your lungs is nitrogen. It is absolutely everywhere. And yet, despite being the single most abundant chemical species in our atmosphere, it is almost entirely unreactive under normal conditions. It just floats around, completely indifferent to most of what's happening on Earth. So, why is it so stubborn?
Well, it all comes down to its structure as a diatomic molecule. Two nitrogen atoms bonded together form N2. Picture two of our Gus mascots holding super tightly onto three thick ropes between them. That represents the nitrogen triple bond. It's actually the second strongest bond in any diatomic molecule. Because those two atoms are holding onto each other so incredibly tightly, they basically refuse to break apart and react with anything else.
That crazy tight triple bond dictates all of nitrogen's physical properties. As a gas, it's colorless, it's odorless, it's tasteless, and completely neutral, meaning it doesn't support combustion. The attraction between these molecules is actually so weak that if you want to force it into a liquid, you have to bring the temperature all the way down to a frigid -195.8 degrees Celsius. But this intense stability raises a pretty huge question.
Section 2. The global nitrogen cycle. Nature's architect.
If nitrogen is so stubbornly unreactive, how on earth does it become the biological backbone of our DNA, our RNA, and our proteins? How does that actually get inside us? Well, nature pulls this off in a continuous, perfect loop. Step 1 is nitrogen fixation. Nature forces this stubborn element into usable forms like ammonia so plants can absorb it. It does this using specialized nitrogen-fixing bacteria found in the roots of legumes and, amazingly, through the sheer raw energy of lightning strikes. Lightning literally blasts those triple bonds apart right in the sky. Then, step 2 is ammonification. Decomposers like fungi break down dead plants and animals to return that nitrogen back into the soil.
Section 3. The Haber-Bosch revolution. Cracking the triple bond.
We couldn't just wait around for nature to do all the heavy lifting. By the early 20th century, natural reserves of fertilizer were running dry, and figuring out how to feed the future was a major concern. Track this rapid chronological arc with me. In 1909, the chemist Fritz Haber created a lab-scale tabletop machine that produced ammonia straight from the air, drop by drop. Just a year later, in 1910, Carl Bosch figured out how to scale this up, and by 1913, the first industrial plant opened its doors. They pulled this off by subjecting atmospheric nitrogen and hydrogen to insane pressure, intense heat, and an iron catalyst to mass-produce ammonia.
Now, this monumental scientific breakthrough has a very complex dual legacy. On one hand, agricultural fertilizers synthesized from the Haber-Bosch process have quite literally fed billions of people. It is the core reason our global population could surge from 1.6 billion to over 7 billion. On the flip side, during World War I, this exact same synthetic ammonia was used to produce nitric acid, which is a crucial precursor to the nitrates used in high explosives and munitions. It's a really profound reminder of how industrial chemistry can be utilized for both immense global growth and immense destruction.
Section 4. Chilling and cutting tech. Modern industrial uses.
Remember that frigid boiling point we talked about earlier? Liquid nitrogen is an absolute powerhouse of a coolant.
Industry uses it to shrink-fit machinery parts together by temporarily freezing them. It's heavily used in the food industry for rapid immersion freezing, locking in all that freshness. In medicine, it's totally vital for the cryopreservation of blood, reproductive cells, and tissue samples. They even use it to keep highly sensitive electronics and superconducting magnets perfectly chilled.
But hey, it's not just the liquid form that's useful. Compare that liquid cooling in cryogenics to the gaseous inert gassing we rely on in modern manufacturing. The very device you're watching this explainer on right now was likely built using nitrogen gas. In electronics manufacturing, nitrogen is pumped in to push away oxygen during soldering. No oxygen means no oxidation, which makes the connections so much stronger. It's also a massive help as an assist gas in laser cutting, blowing away molten metal to leave a perfectly smooth, shiny cut.
Section 5. Safety and extreme states. The hidden dangers and the future.
With all this incredible industrial utility comes some very serious responsibility. Because nitrogen gas is completely colorless, odorless, and tasteless, it presents a severe asphyxiation hazard. If a nitrogen cylinder leaks in a poorly ventilated room, the gas silently and invisibly displaces the oxygen, and because our human bodies are actually pretty bad at sensing low oxygen levels, you can lose consciousness in seconds without any warning symptoms whatsoever. So proper ventilation is literally a matter of life and death.
So, the crucial point here is that we must treat this element with absolute respect. As that green Class II non-flammable gas diamond warns us, handling cryogenic liquids comes with the severe risk of instant frostbite and cryogenic burns. If uninsulated pipes or the liquid itself touches your skin, it causes immediate and severe tissue damage. All right, I want to leave you with one final, totally provocative thought about the future of nitrogen research. We know it absolutely loves its triple bond, right? But what happens if you take fluid nitrogen and literally crush it under 114 gigapascals? Guys, that is over 1,000,000 times normal atmospheric pressure. Well, scientists have discovered that at these mind-boggling extremes, nitrogen is actually forced to abandon its diatomic nature. It crystallizes into a solid, energetic polymeric state. These extreme, single-bonded networks pack an immense amount of energy, hinting at a whole future of revolutionary, high-density energetic materials. It just proves that this invisible architect still has plenty of secrets left for us to uncover.
And that brings us to the end of our journey today. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you liked the content. I've been Professor Pip alongside Gus the Gooseberry, and we will see you next time on The Explainer.